Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, morning, everyone. Those who have joined late. My name is Nisha. I will be taking your session 2 today. And still people are coming. Your teacher, 1 minute. I'll have some water. Your teacher Rakesh has to go in a funeral today.
Okay.
So he's driving. That's why he can't take your class. So that's why I'm taking your class. So if you will send these assignments to Rakesh, he will assess them. And if you need to find out some more inquiries, which I don't know, like your placement or anything. 1 minute, please. I have a call. Maybe Rakesh calling me. Okay, sorry. So, okay, all those who have joined recently, I'm Nisha. I'm taking your session 2 today. Your teacher Rakesh has to go in a funeral. So he has started driving now. So if you have anything related to your placement or any other inquiry, so after this session, please email it to him. So then he can answer your inquiries, because something about your other things I may not know. All right? Everything clear? So those who have not opened their videos, I want them to open their videos, please. Sushmita, Vandana, Pratik Thapa, Raju Tamang, Lorna, Sapna Chetri, Tuedang. Because I want a visual class. I like to see everyone in front of me. Those who are hiding, I want to know why they are hiding, why they want to hide. Vandana Khatri, Raju Tamang, Thapa.
No, ma'am, I'm not hiding. Just give me 1 minute. My video is on, but I don't know.
Okay, switch your video on. I want to see everyone in the class. So visual things should be there. Raju Tamang, Thapa Pratik. Because when I mark your attendance, those who are not visual, not I can't see them, then I can't give them attendance. People are still coming. Okay. Vandana Khatri, can you open your video, please? Okay. So now everyone is here. 42 students are here. That's fine. Now I can see everyone. That's good. Except Bandana Khatri. I can't see you. Okay, so first I will show you what topic we are doing. I'll introduce this to you. Where is the assignment? Here. Oh no. So what's your topic number 2 is support independence and well-being. What does it mean? You are a PCA. Oh, still people are coming. Okay, so now this topic says you are working as a PCA. You have to support independence and well-being of your clients. Suppose I'm your client. I'm living in aged care facility. You are my PCA. So this topic will teach you how will you support my independence. Whose independence? The independence of your clients. And you will have to look after their well-being. So there are two topics. Number one is how will you support their independence? Number two, how will you look after their well-being? Okay, so now can you tell me, should we support the independence of our clients? Should we give them independence or no? We should say, no, they have dementia. If they go out, they will be lost. So they should not be independent. They should stay inside. So I want your views. What do you think? We should provide independence to our clients or no, we should not. They should not be independent at all. Give me your view.
We should provide independence.
We should
to our
provide.
clients. Yeah.
That's right. This is the right answer. We should provide them independence. Now, can anyone tell me why? Why we should provide them independence? What's the reason? Why?
They have right to make their own decisions.
That's one legal right. Number one reason, they have a legal right to be provided independence. That's correct. What is the second reason? Why we should provide them independence? So legal right is absolutely right. Everyone has a legal right to be independent. Number two, what is the reason why we should provide them independence?
To make their life easier.
Easier, good.
Yeah.
To make them happy.
Yeah.
To provide them quality of life. So if everyone is independent, they have a quality of life. Now you are doing this course, Certificate 3 in Individual Support, because you want to study, you want to make a career. If someone says to you, no, you can't study, you have no right to study, how will you feel? Controlled. You are being controlled. And nobody wants to be controlled. Everyone wants to be independent. So these people who are in the nursing home, who are living their life in the nursing home, away from their children, away from their family, even they have got a right to be independent. Okay. Now tell me, what should we do to provide independence to our clients? Now we agreed we should provide them independence. Then this is a question also in your assignment. How will you provide independence to your clients? So can you give me some suggestions? Your supervisor asks you, how will you provide independence to your client? Can you think of some suggestions? If we do
their choices.
Sorry?
Allow to their choices, choose their choices.
Allow them their choices. Yes, that's a good point. For example, you are taking them for shower. Open their cupboard. Ask them, John, would you like to wear white shirt or blue shirt today? You have given them choice. So if someone asks me, would you like this or this? I will be happy. Oh, my choice is important. Nobody is telling me that you should wear white shirt. I have to decide. I have a choice. So I will choose what I want to wear. Similarly, when you take them in the dining area, most of the places have buffet system there in the dining area. So you ask your client, would you like to have pasta or sandwich? Give them choice. Would you like to have tea or coffee? Give them choice. So when you are providing choices to them, asking them about their choice, they will feel happy. Oh yeah, they are independent to make decisions. So number one, write down, provide them choices. So these are the examples I showed you how we can give. It's very cold today. You go to your client, 7 a.m. The care plan says showering at 7 a.m. But 7, it's very cold. The client says, nah, I don't want shower today. It's very cold. Give them choice. Okay, what about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock? So morning shift, you will be 7 to 3. So you can say, that's fine. I'm here till 3 o'clock. How about having shower at 2 o'clock? That's fine. So clients say, yeah, that's fine. So this is, you are providing them choices. Okay, can you tell me, second point, how can we make them independent? What else we should do? You have already provided them choices. What else can we do so that they are independent?
We can involve them while making their care plan.
Yes, involve them in the activities. Involve them in their where they enjoy. Some people like music. Some like watching TV. Some like doing puzzles. Some like reading stories. So you need to find out what their choices are, what their favorite activities are. Involve them in those activities and let them enjoy. Number 3, what else we can do? So writing down these points, because when we are discussing the questions, this question is your assignment. How will we make them independent? So I will ask you to read these points. So you have written, number 1, we will give them choices. Number 2, we will involve them in the favorite activities. Number 3, what else we can do? Teach them some new skills. Now your generation, all the young generation is very good in latest technology like WhatsApp, email, all this technology. So the clients who are in the nursing home, who are 80 years old, 90 years old, they are not so good in this technology. So if you teach them how to give email, how to do WhatsApp, so they will be connected with their grandchildren. They will be connected with their children. They can do messages, they can see on the WhatsApp their grandchildren, so they will be more independent. I had a client where when I was working in aged care, he used to go to news agency every day. He used to bring the newspaper Herald Sun. He wanted to read newspaper every day. So one PCA taught him, sit on the computer, go to Google, write down Herald Sun, and the newspaper will open. The whole newspaper you can read while sitting in your room. You don't have to go to news agency and buy the paper every day. So they taught them some skill. So now he's independent. He can read the newspaper in Google, sitting in his room, sitting on his bed. So these are the teaching some new skills. You can make them independent. For example, someone doesn't know how to make breakfast. You teach him how to make sandwich. So they are independent. They don't need you. They can make their own omelette. They can make their own sandwich. So teaching some new skills which are easy for them to learn. Okay, what is the 4th thing we can do? Any other thing? What else we can do to make them independent? You are studying here. You are also. So if you think, oh yes, I should be independent, what are the other things which you think we should be doing it?
Provide decision-making power.
Sorry?
Provide decision-making power.
Yeah, we have already, when we are giving choices to them, you can provide. So you can do some psychological support, some psychiatric support. Suppose I'm not able to decide, should I go there or should I not go there? If I have some stress, I have some anxiety. So if you provide some psychological support or some other support, then we can we can provide them some independence. Okay, so these are all the points. How will we provide independence? Now, the second topic here, oh no, I'll share the assignment again. Second is their well-being. What do you mean by well-being? So two topics are there. How do we support independence? And the second one is how to provide their well-being. What do you mean by well-being? We have to look after that every client is well. So what should we do physically, emotionally, mentally? They are well. What can we do for their well-being? So your client is your responsibility. You have to make sure your client is well all the times. What should we do for their well-being? So write down these points also. What can we do for their well-being? And then this is also a question in your assignment. You have to make sure the food they are eating is nutritional food. They are not eating any junk food. If your client smokes or drinks, what should you tell him? Your client is smoker. So for looking after his well-being, you know it's not good to smoke, it's not good to drink. So what should you tell your client? Anyone? You can't compel him. You can't say, quit it, stop doing it. No, he has independence. He has a choice if he wants to smoke. You will give him a suggestion. It's not good for your health. It's not good for your lungs. That's it. You just give a suggestion. What else we can do for the well-being of our clients? Observations. Check their blood pressure, check their sugar level, check their temperature, check how much food they are eating every day, how much they are sleeping every day. So do these observations every day. And if the blood pressure is too high, sugar level is too high, you have observed them, what should you do then? You just ignore or you report to the higher authorities?
Inform to the supervisor.
Inform the nurse, inform the higher authorities. So then you have to do documentation, fill up the incident forms. You have to fill up the other forms. So that is looking after their well-being. So anyone has any question now? How should we provide independence to our clients? And how should we look after their independence? Everyone clear? Any questions so far? No? Okay, now I have to show you a small video. This video will show you in one nursing home how they are providing independence to your clients. Where is the video? I had opened it. Okay. Just give me time. I will open it again. Reablement. YouTube. Okay. Now I have opened. Now I can share it with you. I'll increase the volume. Okay. If you want to watch this video again, you have to write down the name on YouTube. Go to YouTube and this video is Reablement, Independence for Older People. So in this video, they are showing how they provide independence to their clients when they are in their old age. So they will show you example of a nursing home, how the people are telling you that how independent they are, how they achieved this independence. So this is a very good video on what is reablement means. We have to make them able again. Re means again. So making them able again.
Closely linked to living life the way we want it to be. It's easy to take everyday skills for granted. All the more difficult when we lose them.
I wanted to be more independent because I'm not one for lying in bed half the morning.
We all expect to live longer, and I think we all expect to want to be able to live rather than just be sat in the corner.
All I wanted to do was come home.
Can you all hear? Volume is okay?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yes. I felt absolutely awful. I didn't know where to turn.
Because they were wanting to come like at 6 o'clock on the night to put me to bed. Well, that's no good to me.
If I rely on people, I'm not trying to help myself.
Being at home and living as we want to matters. Reablement can help us to stay independent and be who we are.
People who want to stay at home need to be able to do things for themselves. So we've begun reabling people. That's not rehabilitation, it's reablement.
Well, reablement's a strange word. People always ask, well, what does it mean? And it's really about supporting people to either learn the skills that they need for the tasks of everyday living or to relearn them.
Getting back on our feet and keeping going makes us feel good. And that enhances the way we think about ourselves.
The old way, I would have come in, I would have popped these stockings on for Linda. You know, still conversing with her, but I would have just popped them on for her. Whereas now I'm giving Linda the option to help me put them on.
If I try and do it myself, I'm also helping myself and my joints.
It's giving her a right to choose the way she wants to live, as opposed to me choosing the way she's going to live.
Most people want to do things for themselves, and I think what there has been is a growing recognition over the last 5 or 6 years up and down the country that the role of social services is very much about helping people to live as independently as possible.
Whether it's growing older, after time in hospital, or having to cope with disability, we still want to hold on to independence and self-esteem.
It's difficult for younger people to understand, but when you get a certain age, you want to be independent. It'd take a troop of the SAS to get me out of this place. Tough as they are, they wouldn't get me out that door, I tell you.
In North Yorkshire, Reablement is a short-term programme of intensive support delivered by a START team.
Our reablement workers work in what we call START teams, and START very simply stands for Short-Term Assessment and Reablement Team, so S-T-A-R-T.
Depending on how early you
Each programme runs for up to 6 weeks, beginning and ending with an assessment of what's best for everyone involved. START is built around individual needs and focused on helping people to regain lost skills.
Sometimes we get people that come out of hospital that don't barely walk, but over the 6 weeks we can build the confidence up to just start walking and doing that little bit more every day. So by the time the end of 6 weeks comes, they're sort of like they'll get up and they'll walk themselves, won't they? And you know, they build it's nice to see people building the confidence up that way.
As a START worker, we're going to people's homes, but we're promoting them to be independent in their own homes.
Reablement is working with people, standing back, but providing support for everyday tasks. The START worker finds out what's right for you and your family.
The purpose of the START worker is to help the individual that is in trouble to get themselves back to a standard.
Watching him struggling, trying to look after me, made me more depressed. I literally could do nothing for myself when I came home. I needed my meals getting ready, and they had to undress me to get me into bed.
Now, the START people were always in the room when I was getting dressed, undressed, washed, etc. But they would pass me things, but it was me who had to do, and that was necessary.
And I think that's the essence of it.
One morning, I thought, right, I'll have a go at doing it myself, which I did because Sandra was there and I trusted the fact that she would help me if necessary. And I got the top half done, but I couldn't get the bottom half done.
Because it's a service built around the individual, whether you live in a town or a rural area, START can adapt to your situation. And for John, a farmer, regaining independence at home was very important.
I was in hospital 7.5 months, and then they decided that, they gave us a date to be released. I call it released. We're like coming from prison.
The first week when he came out, we were fairly green towards what's going to be required in this to make him have some sort of quality of life.
The first week was quite horrendous, actually, but the START team made us feel that we were doing very well and that things would get better, which they did. They showed us all sorts of movements with John and how to manoeuvre him and how to get him to be in the right position. That just made it easier for us to manoeuvre him when they weren't there.
The START workers, their input has helped us along the way, as you might say. And to see him really well now it's incredible, really.
But reablement isn't just a service for older people.
The majority of the people that we're working with are older, but we're expanding into other areas, and so working with people with sensory impairments, with mental health problems, with learning disabilities.
At the heart of the process is knowing what's right for each person and monitoring their situation from beginning to end.
We are promoting independence, but also it's an assessment as well of people's needs, whether or not they are going to need aftercare, and it's just assessing and trying to get them into a routine and getting equipment in there, what they need to make their life easier while they're at home.
Close assessment is the key to what works best for the people involved.
It's not just about going in and offering a blanket service, it's about what does that person want to achieve, and then working with them on how best they can be supported to do that.
The point of the assessment is to get them from A to B safely and to motivate and support and enable people to reach their optimum level.
Sometimes telecare equipment or small adaptations to your home may be suggested by the START worker.
I took her through the back and showed her all the facilities, and she made suggestions to me to make it better for Jim. We've had a shower unit put in the back rather than the stairs and things like that. She was very, very helpful.
They got me moving and motivated me. They were wonderful people.
Connecting people back to their community takes many forms.
We've had a lot of success in supporting people who aren't able to go out and do their own shopping, for example, to link with shops that will deliver. So it's about finding other ways of doing the tasks that we all need to do.
Successful outcomes can involve fond farewells to the START team.
Towards the end of the 6 weeks, we were almost beginning, and this sounds terrible because we thought the world of these people, we were almost beginning to say, well, we'll be almost a bit glad when all this ends. We saw these...
What that told me, and it was about the last week, one lady said, "Do you want me to come?" And I said to him, wouldn't it be nice to have breakfast as and when we want it? Or wouldn't it be nice for me?
And that wasn't a measure that we weren't getting on with them. It was a measure of how successful they'd been. It was almost, we'd begun to fly again.
50 to 60% of people at the end of a reablement period have achieved their outcomes and don't need any ongoing support. Now that's fabulous.
The evidence tells of better and more effective service, as well as reduced needs and savings for everyone in challenging times.
I don't apologise for the fact that it does save money at a time when council budgets are being cut and when the population is ageing. We've got to find ways of doing things more efficiently and effectively, and reablement is one of the best examples of that.
The link between individual need and the regaining of independence is a big bonus.
My left arm in a sling. When I have a shower on my own, it's difficult drying me back. And this START lady came to me and showed me how to do it. And then she said, if you're struggling, there's another technique you can use. That was to put a towel on the bed and roll on it, and that finished you off. No, the START team encourage you to do things. They're great for that.
For families, anxiety about care can be worrying, and it can be hard to stand back.
When we started talking about START, people were absolutely appalled that we were going to go in and make people do things for themselves. But when we talked about giving them independence, when we talked about having choice and control, and actually less intrusion in their lives, that was the selling point really for people.
You're right there, Irene.
Reablement is a practical solution to a real need. For everyone involved, it's a commitment to helping people to stay at home and having choice over what they do and how they live.
It was absolutely brilliant, but I did do everything I could for myself.
As I am now, I'm perfect.
I like to be independent, but it was nice that they could help me and show me things how to get going.
It's amazing how a little bit of help from outside can change your life around and put you back where you want to be.
So how did you like it? This is the example of one facility. They shown you how they are providing independence to their clients who are living there. And look at the clients. Everyone is saying they are so happy because they have got their life again. The way they wanted to live in their home, they have got this achievement, independence again. Okay, so any questions about this, or should we go to our assignment now?
Ma'am, I think I have done already this assignment with the Rakesh sir. So
Number 2?
Yes.
Okay, fine then. Those who have already done, they don't have to stay. Then you can email Rakesh that I have already done this topic.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Yep. Thanks, ma'am.
Okay, so let's go to the assignment now. So this is your assignment. Everyone, you have to write your name, ID, and assessor name. So this is your Rakesh. You will send it to your teacher, to Rakesh. How many days does he give you to finish? 1 week?
Yeah.
Like today is Saturday. So in how many days you have to finish and send it to him?
Before Saturday next.
Okay. So here the date I will write down. This assessment will be done on. So next Saturday will be 27. So you must submit this assignment to him before next Saturday. So the due date is 27th. Today is 20th. So next week you must submit it. Okay, let's go question number 1. Okay, I will send you the resources and PowerPoints along with the assessments. So when I email you, you will get 3 attachments. One is resources, one is PowerPoints, one is assessment. This question, if you read the resources, you will find it in your resources. So can anyone tell me what is the basic human needs we all have? What are our needs?
Food, clothes.
Food,
Shelter.
clothes. Okay.
Shelter.
Okay,
Shelter.
but shelter. So then you will divide it in. So you start your sentence. Start from here. The basic human needs that we all have are the following. So number 1 will be physical needs. I want you to go through your resources, and this is in your resources like this. So first you have physical needs. In physical needs, you have food, you need clothing, you need shelter. These are our physical needs. What is the second category? After
Emotional.
physical needs, you need love, you need affection. So what is the second thing we can say is the second need?
needs.
Psychological needs.
Yes. So second is emotional needs. So what are the emotional needs? We want friends. We want love. We want affection. What is the third need? Education. Why you are doing this course? Because you can get a good job. So educational needs. We should be independent to have a choice what education you want to do. So there's your educational needs. Then everyone should have spiritual needs. What do you mean by spiritual needs? You can choose where you want to go, to temple, to mosque. You want to do meditation, you want to do some fasting, or whatever religion you want to choose. You should be able to have that need, spiritual needs. One more. There are 5 needs. This is all in your resources. So I would recommend you, before start doing the answers, read your resources. So there is one more need. Can anyone tell me? Psychological needs. What are the psychological needs? We don't want stress in our life. We want stress-free life. We do not want any fatigue. We don't want anyone to persuade us to do something or compel us to do something. We want independence. So write down the 5 needs with their examples. And then after that, write a concluding paragraph. Each and every person should be allowed to follow all these needs in those who are our clients. Okay, now question number 2. Or no? Because I have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So question 2 is showing here 6. I need to delete it. So then we can see which question number is this. Okay, so this was question number 1. Now we'll go to question number 2. What is the concept of self-actualization? In your resources, there is a triangle. Maslow has given a theory of self-actualization. So does anyone know what's the concept of self-actualization? What do you mean by self-actualization? Self-fulfillment. Someone wanted to be a doctor. So when he becomes a doctor, he will say, I have achieved self-actualization. Someone wants to save $1 million. So when he is able to save $1 million, he says, I have achieved self-actualization. So definition you will write, the concept of self-actualization is a condition when you have self-fulfilled what you want to do. I will open the resources, so I will show you PowerPoints I have opened. Now Sonika has entered now. So does Rakesh allow you to enter whenever you want? It's 9:38. Sonika Ranabhat. I will ask him later. So let me open the resources now, then I will show you what you have to write there. Okay, let me share it now. Resources, where are you? Yeah. Okay, these are the learner resources of this topic. I will send it to you. So somewhere on page number 60, 62, they have given a triangle of self-actualization. I will show you the triangle. You will draw that triangle and then describe what is self-actualization. 1 minute. I'll have to find where it is. Yes, it's on page 69. So at the top is self-actualization that you achieve. This is the triangle given by Maslow. So give some introduction about this Maslow. This is the theory. Maslow related the certain need of dominates. So whatever we need in our life, that is at the higher priority. That is self-actualization. So in our life, physiological needs are the most important. Just like you said, food, shelter, water. Maslow said these are the most important. Most of the people are busy in doing these physiological needs. You are studying because you get a job. When you get a job, the whole day you will be working job so that you get money. And why you need money? For food, shelter, and water. This is the most important factor in our life. Second is safety. Third is love and belongingness. Then esteem. People should respect us. That is esteem. Self-actualization is the most important thing which we want to achieve in our life. That is self-actualization. So when you give definition, give example and draw this triangle. It's on page 69 in your resources. So that will be enough when you do this. Okay, Sonika, can I talk to you now? Sonika, open your audio. Have you
Yes,
entered the
ma'am.
class now?
Yeah,
So do you know what time we start the class?
yeah, 9.
So what time did you enter?
I entered at 9 and I also saw the video that you shown and I got disconnected at 9:35 and I again connected.
Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, now let's go to question number 3. Outline human development across lifespan. So in your resources, there is a diagram given in the resources. So what is the human development across lifespan? First of all, a baby is born, then he is a toddler. Infancy, then toddler, then early childhood, then middle childhood, then adolescence, then early adulthood, then middle adulthood, then the client, then the person dies. So you look at these resources and draw that diagram. I'll show you which one is this. So every question is in your resources. Yeah, this one. Page 58. So read all of these. This is the human development. First, infancy is birth to 18 years old. Then look at the last column. Children develop a sense of trust. Then early childhood, then preschool, school age, adolescent, young adulthood, middle, maturity, and then people die. So read it carefully, and then at the top also written this is the also. Either you can write this one. This is the human development. Pre-birth, then birth, then infancy, early childhood, middle childhood. This is called the human odyssey, the human lifespan. So all the questions, everything is in your resources. Now come to question number 4. Define each of the following. This is also in your PowerPoints. What do you mean by spiritual well-being? What is spiritual well-being? When a person is allowed to follow his spiritual belief, when a person is allowed to follow whatever religion or religious practice he wants to experience, he is allowed, we say he is having his spiritual well-being. So when you allow a Muslim person to go to mosque, when you allow him to have his fasting, that he is achieving his spiritual well-being. What is cultural well-being? When a person is celebrating his beliefs, his culture, his festivals, so the freedom to practice his own culture and respect is called cultural well-being. So you have a client, he is Hindu, he says, I want to celebrate Diwali. A person who is a Muslim, he says, I want to celebrate the Eid. You allow him, so he is celebrating his cultural well-being. What is financial well-being? A sense of security with enough money in your pocket. When you have enough money in your pocket, you say, I have financial well-being. I'm satisfied. I don't have to borrow money from someone. So that is financial well-being. So ability to have sufficient resources in your pocket that we can say this client has financial well-being. What is career and occupation well-being? Someone wants to be a doctor. When he becomes a doctor, he says, I have my career well-being. I'm satisfied with my career. Some people become doctor, but they say, no, I don't like this. So they are not enjoying their career. So we can say that is not career occupational well-being. When you are enjoying the profession you are in, then we can say that you are having your occupational well-being. You become doctor, also you are enjoying that position. Then we can say you have occupational well-being. Question 5. To maintain a good health, what are the basic requirements of the following? Mental health. Your client should have good mental health. So what is the basic requirement of that? How can you provide mental health to your client?
Enough sleep, rest, living, relaxing, yeah.
Yes, provide him relaxation, provide him enough security. Do not give any stress. If he is isolated, he is not willing to join, find out what is the reason, why he is not able to join. How will we provide nutrition and hydration? We have to be in discuss with dietitian and nutritionist, and we need to see how much food the client is taking. What is hydration? Water, the liquid. How much liquid he is taking. Exercise, physical activity. We have to follow the care plan and look after the physiotherapist opinions. If physiotherapist has written, this client should have 15 minutes walk every day. Majority of the clients who have diabetes, the doctors prescribe he should have 30 minutes walk. He should have 20 minutes walk. So look at the care plan, look at the suggestions given by the experts, and we have to encourage our clients to do daily activities. Personal and oral hygiene, how will you encourage that? We have to look after the care plan and allow our clients to do these activities of their personal hygiene. If they can do themselves, that's good. Lifestyle practice. What do you mean by lifestyle practice? We need to look after their lifestyle. If they are enjoying their lifestyle, if they are not enjoying, then we have to sit together, review the care plan. What else we can add in the care plan so that the clients are looking after their lifestyle practice. All this is in your resources. Okay, question 6. What are the signs of mental health and the risk and the protective factors? Okay, there are 3 questions. Number 1, what are the signs of mental health? Your client is facing mental health. How will you find out? Second question is, what are the risks? If we are ignoring the client's mental health, what can be the risk? And the third question is, what are the protective factors? Means how can we protect the client? So let us answer the first. How will you find out the client has some mental health issues? What will tell you his behavior? Yes. What else? Withdrawal. He's not participating in an activities. He's sitting alone in his room. He's sleeping a lot. Or he's not sleeping at all. Sometimes he has suicidal thoughts. So the client is saying, I don't want to live. I want to commit suicide. So if someone has suicidal thoughts, that's a mental health issue. He is feeling sad all the times. He's feeling depressed all the times. He's not eating his food, not watching TV, sitting in isolation alone. Sometimes extreme mood changes. Mood changes means before 1 hour he is laughing a lot, and after 1 hour he is crying. So these are all mental issues. Now, what are the risks? Second thing you will write down. What can be the risk if we ignore all these signs of mental health? He can have ongoing medical condition. He can have depression. He can have dementia, brain damage. Or if someone is saying, I'm committing suicide, and you ignore, he can commit suicide. Because his suicidal thoughts are a sign that he is mentally not well. And the third is, how will you protect him now? Give him the prescribed medications. Talk to the client. Ask him why he is feeling so. Refer him to psychologist. Refer him to a counselor. Get help from the Blue Cross. Blue Cross is who help the people who are in depression. Then you have to arrange a psychiatrist for him. Not only psychologist, but psychiatrist. All the mental health cases have to be referred to psychologist and psychiatrist, both. We can't ignore it. Okay, let's go to question number 7. What are the service delivery models and what are the standards? So wherever you are working, what are their models? Models means what are the best practices this facility is doing, so you have to do. So you can do our service delivery model in our organization is, number 1, we do person-centered approach. What is person-centered approach? We sit with the client, talk to him one by one, and we give personal attention to him, focus it. Number 2, we can identify the strength of our clients. So if someone is a very good musician, he is able to participate in musical activities. So we identify the strength of the clients. Then you can say we provide the holistic approach. Do not have to write only 1, 2, 3. I'm writing 1, 2, 3, but you have to explain. So you can see so many. This is in your resources. So how many good services, how many models you have seen? Also, you can say we have a palliative care team. Anyone knows what is palliative care? Does anyone know? When the doctor has declared this client is going to die in 6 months, in 1 year, someone has cancer, someone has some other disorder. So doctor declares. So during those 6 months or during 1 year, the care we provide to the client is called palliative care. So you can say in our place, we have a palliative care unit. Then you can say we provide the mental health support. We have dementia people. So to dementia people, we provide the... So write all 5, 6 models that you have and write 1 paragraph about each other. So these are the service delivery models. Second, they are asking about the standards. How many standards are there in aged care? Does anyone know? When you go for job interview, after getting the certificate, this is the question they will ask you. How many standards are there in aged care? Does anyone know? Okay. So most of the people don't know when they are doing it. I'll go to Google. I'll show you how to find this answer. This is not in your resources. You have to go to Google and write down standards of aged care. And you should know when you go to job interview. Okay, I'll share it now. Okay, where is Google? See, I had written on Google standards of aged care. So this is answer is there are 8 standards of aged care. So in this question, you have to write all these 8. So there are 8 standards in aged care. Number 1 is consumer dignity and choice. Write only this one. So first standard says consumer means your client. We should provide dignity and choice to our clients. Standard 2 says ongoing assessment and planning. Ongoing means every 3 months we have to do the assessment. Number 3 says personal care and clinical care, personal hygiene. Standard 4 is service of the daily living. Organizations, feedback, human resources. So you have to write all these 8 standards. If you go to Google, it's not in resources, you have to Google it. So if you just write what are the 8 standards of aged care, you will find all these. Or you click here, aged care quality standards. Yes, this is first standard, consumer dignity and choice. What it means? Everyone has to be treated with dignity and respect. Number 2, ongoing assessment and planning. So pick up from here, and these 8 standards you will write down in this question's answer. Now, where is the assignment? So question number 7 will have 2 parts. Number 1, you have to explain in 1 paragraph all these models and what are the 8 standards of aged care. So you write 8 standards here. Is it clear? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's continue. If you need a break, let me know. If anyone needs a break, or we can have a 5 minutes break. If anyone, then let me know. Okay, question 8. What are the relevant funding models that are used in healthcare funding? What do you mean funding models? So if I go to aged care, I stay there, who will provide money for me? The government is spending money on my food, my health, my doctor, my GP, medicines. Who is providing this money? From here, this money is coming. So they are the funding models. Who are the funding me? Does anyone know? So funding models for in aged care and community services, number 1 is Australian Department of Health. Health Department is providing this money. Number 2, local councils. Number 3, the state government. We are living in Victoria. So Victorian government is also spending some money. And number 4, families also. Suppose I go to nursing home, my expenses are 4,000 a month. I need everything. So the Blue Cross or facility says her monthly expenses are 4,000. The government says, no, we can't provide so much money for one client. We can do only 2,000. So then my family will have to, my children will have to provide extra money. So what are the 4 resources from there you get the money? Can anyone repeat?
Australian Health Department.
Yes.
Victoria.
Victorian
I mean, which is we are staying for. And
yes.
Family.
Yes. So the family also has, if they need some more money, then families has to provide.
Ma'am, could you please tell me the second one again?
Number 1 is Department of Health. That is the central government. So Department of Health provides financial resources. Then number 2 is state government. if you are living in Sydney, then NSW is the state government. If you are living in Melbourne, Victoria is the state government. So Victoria, the state government have also funding for Department of Health. Then number 3, local councils. Like I'm living in Stonington Council. So council has some department. If I say I'm 80 years old, I can't clean my house. So council will send a person with home and community care. They will pay to that person. Like you are working with home and community care. You come to my house. You clean my house. I will not pay you. The council will pay you. So council is also a supplier. They have money to spend on the clients. And number 4, families. There are some things like if I need a wheelchair, if I need something, the government will not provide me. They will ask the family to provide a wheelchair. Sometimes it happens. Okay, let's move on. Question 9. Yes? Anyone asking something? No? Okay. Issues that impact and health being. So your clients are having some health issues. What can be the issues that are affecting their health and well-being? So what can be the issues? Nutrition. If people are not getting sufficient nutrition, if they are choosing to eat junk food. Number 2, if their lifestyle is not very good, they are not going for a walk. They are sitting on couch. They are sitting on their bed all the times. So lifestyle is not very active. That can be another issue. If they have any, disability, dementia, or arthritis, so that can be issue that it's affecting their health being. Then weight, if someone is not controlling their weight, that can be an issue for their health problems. If someone is drinking and smoking, that can be an issue for their health and well-being. Okay, question number 10. What are the impacts of community values, attitudes, including myth and stereotypes? What do you mean by myth and stereotypes? Anyone knows what's the meaning of myth and stereotypes? Myth means something which is not true, but we are still talking in our community. For example, if someone says, oh, don't go to that toilet, there is a ghost in that toilet, and everyone is scared. Oh, yeah, there is a ghost. I don't want to go there. There is a ghost. It's a myth. It's a stereotype attitudes. We still communicate these myths which are not true. So now the question is, what are the impacts? Impacts means effects of community values and attitudes, including myth. So people criticize the old generation. Oh, they are crazy. They are always sick. Every old person has dementia. They have no use. Old people have no use. So these are the myths about old people. So what is the impact on old people when community is devaluing them? They have negative attitudes about them. They are having myths and stereotypes about the old people. So question is impact. Some students do it wrong. They write down the myths and stereotypes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the myths. They are not asking you. The question is impacts. What is the effect on old people when we are in community? We are degrading them. We are not providing them value. Do you think they are very happy when they listen to these myths? No. So they must be sad. So the impact of these attitudes can be, number 1, they feel depressed. The old people can be sad. They can have depression. They can have suicidal thoughts. They can have anxiety and stress. So these can be the impacts of community attitudes of myth and stereotypes. Question 11. List 3 indicators of emotional concerns and issues. How will you find out this client has emotional problems, emotional issue? What are the 3 indicators? You have a client and I think the client has some emotional problems. What are the indicators? How will you find out he has some emotional issues?
Easily hurt.
Refuse to talk.
Refuses to talk. So start your sentence. The 3 indicators of emotional concern and issues are following. Number 1, when the client is not talking to anyone. He is isolating himself. He is not participating in any activities. Number 2, what can be the second indicator?
Easily hurt.
Easy hot. What do you mean easy hot? Hurt. Easily hurt. H-U-R-T.
H-U-R-T.
Yeah. Yes. And number 3, if he's not sleeping properly, he's not eating properly. Number 4, if he is having some violent behavior, abusive behavior. Okay, question number 12. What is duty of care? Give definition with example. What do you mean by duty of care? Can anyone tell me? If I say you have to look after the privacy of your clients, that's your duty of care. Can you give me the definition of duty of care?
Safety of client.
No, definition. Give me
What
definition.
things you have to do?
You will
As
say
a support worker, what thing you have to do to the client? That is duty of care.
Write down the definition should be duty of care is a legal obligation, is a responsibility to ensure the health and safety of your clients. That's duty of care. Now, can you give me an example of duty of care? We have to maintain the privacy of our clients. That's our duty of care. Now, what is dignity of risk? This question, when people go for interview, they ask. So everyone should know what is dignity of risk. This is in your resources. You can take the definition from there, but I want you to understand what is dignity of risk. When we identify there is a risk, but still we provide dignity to the client, that is called dignity of risk. Now, suppose you give shower to your client every day. Today, the client says, I will have shower myself. You don't have to. Now, you identify there's a risk. But we have to provide dignity to him by saying, oh yeah, well done. I will be standing with you. You can go ahead. If you say, no, shut up, you will fall down. What will happen? He will lose his confidence. He will not have his dignity. So we have to provide the dignity, although we identify there is some risk. So dignity of risk is honoring or respecting the client's choices, even though there is some risk. Now the client says, I will make my breakfast today. He has dementia. You know he can burn his hand. You know he can cut his fingers. But he's adamant, I will make my own breakfast. I'll make my omelette. So you identify the risk. Oh yeah, there is a risk. But still we will allow him to provide his respect and dignity, and you will be standing with him all the times to make sure he doesn't hurt himself. So the dignity of risk is, although risk is there, but still we have to provide dignity. Human rights, everyone knows what are human rights. The United Nations have given us some rights, which are called fundamental rights. Like nobody should be able to discriminate us. Nobody should be able to defame us on the basis of our nationality, choice. They are called human rights. What is discrimination? Everyone should know what is the definition of discrimination. When one person is treating another person differently on the basis of their color, religion, nationality. That is called discrimination. What is mandatory reporting? Mandatory means compulsory. If you have seen anyone having an accident, you are the witness. It is mandatory for you to report to your higher authorities. So mandatory reporting is a legal responsibility of duty of care, which is compulsory to report. For example, you can say if you have seen someone abusing each other, two clients are abusing each other, it's mandatory for you to report. The client says, I don't want medication, get lost. He's not taking medication. It's mandatory for you to report. What will happen if you say, I don't want to report? Then what can happen? If you decide, oh, I'm not reporting. I don't want to. The client is refusing the medication and you said, oh, go to hell. I'm not reporting about it. So what can happen if you do not report the mandatory reporting? You will have legal action against you because you have not done your legal responsibility. Okay, privacy, confidentiality, and disclosure. You have to write 3 paragraphs. Some people are confused that privacy and confidentiality is the same thing, but they are not. So can anyone tell me difference between privacy and confidentiality? Some people say both are the same thing. No, they are not the same thing. Can anyone tell me difference between privacy and confidentiality? Okay, I tell you. Privacy is when you are taking your clients for showering, toileting. When you close the door, when you draw the curtains, don't allow anyone to go there. You are providing privacy to your clients. That is privacy. Confidentiality is whatever the information the client has given you about his medication, date of birth, bank balance, his will, you have to maintain it without telling anyone. That is confidentiality. And what is disclosure? When the doctor asks you something to disclose, when the authorized people are asking you to disclose some information, you can disclose only to the authorized people, like supervisor, police. If police ask you how much money he has in his account, you can't say, sorry, confidentiality, I can't tell you. No, you have to disclose because he's the authorized person. So you understand? 3 paragraphs you will write. What is privacy? Give example. What is confidentiality? Give example. What is disclosure? When we are disclosing, means revealing the information to the authorized people, that is disclosure. Everyone clear about these 3 words? You will give the definition with example. Work role boundaries, responsibilities, and limitations. So as a PCA, you have some boundaries, some limitations. So what do you mean by boundaries? You can't cross that. You can't go ahead of it. They are boundaries. So what are the work role boundaries you have? This is also in your resources. As a PCA, we have some boundaries, some limitations. We can't cross that. Can anyone tell me what are those boundaries and limitations? Number 1, you can't reveal the confidentiality of your clients. That is your boundaries. That is your limitations. You cannot give medication to your client by your own choice. You are not a doctor. You are not a nurse. So doctors, if the client says, I have a lot of pain, you can't say, okay, take this Nurofen. No. You have boundaries, you have limitations. You cannot decide what medicine you have to give. You will call the doctor. Doctor will prescribe, okay, give this, and then you will give. So you have these boundary limitations. You cannot give injection to your client. You are not a doctor. Even if you are a nurse or a doctor from your country, you know how to give injection. But here you are working as a PCA. You have a limitation. You have a boundary. You can't do this. So what are the limitations you can't do? It's in your resources. So read that. What you cannot do is called the limitations. Okay. 13. As a support worker, what can you do to recognize and support individual difference in the clients? So have you all done this assignment number 4, cultural diversity? If you have done that, you can answer this question. So you are working as a PCA. So what can you do to respect the people from different backgrounds? You have people from different countries, religion, culture, social background. There may be people with different sexuality. Like someone says, I'm gay, I'm homo. So different people are there. How will you respect them?
Respect their culture.
Respect their culture. Do not discriminate with them.
Them.
Give them equality. Okay. 14. Give 2 examples of clients' possible cultural and spiritual preference. You have a client. So can you give a client's cultural preferences? So your client wants to follow some cultural preference. Can you give some example? Your client is from India. He wants to follow some cultural preference. Can you give 2 examples that we will allow him to do this cultural preference? Give some example. You allow him to follow his culture. He wants to celebrate Independence Day. Your client wants to celebrate Diwali.
Diwali, Holi.
Holi. They are cultural preferences. You allow them. And what will you do as a spiritual preference? Your client is a Muslim. He wants to follow fasting. So as a religion, you will allow him to have his spiritual preference. Someone wants to meditate. Someone wants to listen the music, bhajans. So that is the spiritual preference. So give any 2 examples of both. Now, support workers are expected to be able to respond to sexuality and sexual health issues. How can they do this? Some client tells you, I'm gay, I'm lesbian, I'm transgender. How will you help him? How will you respect their sexuality? Do not ridicule at them. You will provide confidentiality. You will respect their confidentiality, what they have told you. You will not discriminate with this person. And you will provide equal support to him. If you say, I will not bring tea for you, you are a homo. Don't talk to me, you are homo. He can legally sue you. Because in Australia, it's illegal that you can follow any sexuality. So we will not ridicule him, we will not laugh at him. If we do, we can be legally sued. Okay, as a support worker, what can you do to promote independence? This is the question I said, what we discussed in the beginning. Can you open your notes and tell me how will you give independence to your clients? This is the first thing what we discussed. So can anyone open the notes and tell me all these points what we had discussed? How will you promote independence of your client?
Provide them choice.
Yeah.
Involve them in their favorite activities, teaching them skills.
Yeah. What else?
And provide psychological support.
Yes. So all those points what we had discussed, you will write here in question 16. List 4 types of networks may be available to your clients. What do you mean by networks? In society, in community where we allow them to move, they are called networks. So they can go to sports and recreational groups. They can go to community groups. I think someone is trying to enter now. Riya Bhatta. Riya, what happened? Did you disconnect?
Ma'am, my Wi-Fi got weak, so I connected again.
Okay. Prateek Thapa, can you open your video? Are you in the class or you are not, Prateek?
Yes, ma'am.
So why you switch off your video?
No.
And Suraj, are you writing all the notes, Suraj?
Yes, ma'am. I am.
Because your video was off.
No, I'm.
Okay, let me go to your assignment again. What are the 4 types of network that you can encourage your clients to move in? Community participation. You can take them to library, to their community festivals, like Chinese people have New Year's. Chinese people have their own community networks. We can take them to library. We can take them to swimming pools. So write any 4. This is also in your resources. So I want you to read it. Okay. What steps can you take to ensure the physical well-being of your client is supported? So when I discussed with you, how will you look after the well-being of your clients? So can anyone read those points? How will you look after the physical well-being of your clients? I told you to write down these points. Can anyone read it? Come on. When I told you how to give independence, how to look after their well-being. So some points we had discussed. So you have to look after the physical well-being of your clients. How will you do it? Nobody has written?
Make sure what they are eating is healthy.
Yeah, look after their nutrition. Do some observations, do some documentation, do their assessments. 19. List 6 measures and modifications can be implemented to minimize the risk of harm in living environment. Your clients are living in their own house or in the nursing home, and there is risk of harm in this environment, in their house. There are some. So your supervisor has asked you, go and check and what modification we can do in their house. So can you suggest 6 modifications in the house so that the clients are safe wherever, in the nursing home or in the house? So what modification can you suggest in the house? Smoke detector should be there in every house. In case of fire, the smoke detector should be there. That is the most important modification in the house. Now the client is very old. Can you suggest some other modification in the house? There should be ramp in front of the house. If the client is on wheelchair and there are stairs in front of the house, so you can suggest a ramp. And in the toilets, handrail. Handrail, have you seen what is handrail? Sristina, I don't know if she was here before. She's at now. Manisha, where are you now? Manisha?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you now?
I'm in the train.
Sorry, in the train?
Yeah.
So how are you writing the notes?
Ma'am, I just type.
Sorry?
I just type in my phone.
But you are walking. I can see you walking. While walking, how can you type? Okay, can you give me this answer, what we have discussed just now? 19th question, what are the modifications can be implemented in a client's house? You said you are writing. How will you do the assignment if you are in the train? Okay, I have to write your name and I'll give it to Rakesh and he will decide. I will not send you the assessment. If you talk to him, he will give you the assessment. So don't write your name in the chat box for sending you the assessment. Only those who are sincerely attending the class, they will be sent assessments. So I can see your movements, everyone who are writing, who are not writing, who are outside, who are not outside. And who is this, Sristima? Sristima?
Hi, yes, ma'am.
Did you enter just now or you came before?
No, I entered just now because of the network problem.
We started the
Sorry
class
about
at 9,
that.
it's 10:30 now.
9. Yeah, I know that, but I had some network problem and that's why I didn't join
Okay.
early.
So you will also not be sent the assignment because those who come after 10 minutes, they are not given any attendance and not any assignments. So you have to talk to your teacher, Rakesh.
Okay.
So both of you, Manisha and Sristima, don't write your name in the chat box for the assignment to be sent to you.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. You can be present till we finish the class, but I will not give you attendance, both of you, and I will not send you the assignments. So you are going to be a PCA, which is a very, very senior and serious position. Okay, now can you suggest some other things that we have to modify in our house, in our client's house?
Smoke detectors, RAM.
Smoke detectors, 6 RAM. And what is it called? Handrail. No, what is it called when you go to handicap toilets? So next to the toilets, there is steel bar. What is it called? Hand bar, I think. That is called hand bar. So you can suggest a hand bar in the clients. What else we can suggest? Extra furniture should not be there in the house. Sometimes the carpets are torn, so the client can fall. So we should see if the carpets are not torn. RAM, one more thing, RAM. So write down all these 6 modifications in the house.
Bagus dia punya tu.
Sorry? Someone else said something? Okay. What incidents or information are you required to report? You should report to your clients what incidents you should report.
Hazard incident, fallen incident,
Anyone that has been abused?
abuse,
Behavior change.
If you identify
Behavior
any
change.
hazard, any behavior change, if there is any condition change of the client, like his BP is very high, pulse rate is very high, we should report. And second part of this question is, who should you report?
Firstly,
who
supervisor.
Supervisor.
We should report these incidents to manager, supervisor, or whosoever is our senior staff there. 21. In what way can you support social, emotional, and psychological well-being of your clients? So your client has some emotional, mental, psychological problems. How can you support them?
Allow to their choices and the activities what
Yes.
they decided,
Involve them in their
what they want,
favorite activity.
their favorite activity.
Appreciate their skills. Sometimes the people have a lot of skills and we don't have. Like suppose someone is a very good singer. I'm not a good singer. So you appreciate them. Oh, John, you are such a good singer. I can't even sing. You are such a good painter. I can't even paint. So boost their self-confidence. Encourage them to do their favorite activities or hobbies. Listen to them. People have this problem. Nobody listens. You listen to them. Okay, 22. List 2 signs of abuse. Financial abuse. How will you find out the client has been financially abused? If his money is missing, his checkbooks are missing. Sexual abuse? How will you find out your client has been sexually abused?
Bleeding, bruises.
Bleeding from the vaginal, pain, unable to sit properly, physical pain, psychological abuse, if he's crying a lot, if he's not sleeping properly, physical abuse, if he has some scratches on the body, if he has some scars,
bruises.
So these are the signs of physical abuse. Okay, that's it. So there are 23 or 22 questions.
22.
22 questions. Yes. Okay. Now I will take your attendance. And while I'm taking your attendance, I want you people, there are 44. So 2 I have told not to write your email in the chat box. So I should get 42 emails. So then I will send you the resources. So while I'm taking attendance, all of you please write your email in the chat box. Okay, this is your attendance of domestic students. So if you're here, you can see the attendance. So just say you are present. Anisha? Anisha? If I don't hear, I will mark you absent. Anupa?
Present, ma'am.
Armanur singular? Sorry? What's your name, Anisha? Someone saying something? Okay, Armanur, not here? Ashmita Bhandari?
Yes, ma'am.
Asmita Lamichan? Astika? Vandana Khatri?
Yes, ma'am.
Bikram Gautam? Shelly Clear? Dipali Gurung? So I have shared it so that if you see your name is next, then you unmute yourself, otherwise keep it mute. Diana Lipkina? Dilini?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Dilsi?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Gemma? Opena?
Present.
Gisli? Gladys Kiora,
Yes, ma'am. Present.
Gurpreet Kaur,
Bagus Gladys.
Gurpreet Kaur. Please unmute yourself when I call your name. You can see your name is here. Next, then you unmute yourself. Gurpreet Kaur here, yes or no? No? Okay. Isha,
Present, ma'am.
Jamila,
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, ma'am.
Jaspreet Kaur.
Yes.
Jaspreet Kaur.
Yes, ma'am.
Jessica,
Yes, ma'am.
Kabita Roth,
Yes, ma'am.
Kamalpreet Kaur,
Yes, ma'am.
Kim Raj Bhandari,
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
Khushi Handa, Kumar Podial,
Yes, ma'am. Present.
Kusum Thapa, Lipu Gao, Lorna,
Present.
Madeline Glenn, Mahima Podal,
Yes, ma'am.
Manish, Manish Lemichen, Manisha,
Yes, ma'am.
but are you the same Manisha who is in the train?
Yeah.
Okay, no attendance for you.
Ma'am, please.
I will write down here in the train.
Ma'am, please. I have a flu vaccine appointment today. And this is my last course.
Okay, talk to your teacher because my rules, my policies, I follow that. If your teacher allows, talk to him.
Okay.
Okay, Maria Tiffany. Maria is not here. Marianne. Michael Mejia.
Present.
Nirjala Khadka. Pavitra.
Yes, ma'am.
Pratigya.
Present, ma'am.
Pratik Thapa.
Yes, ma'am.
Pratima Charya. Pooja Thapa.
Present, ma'am.
Raju Tamang.
Yes, ma'am.
Riya Bhatta.
Present, ma'am.
Roshni.
Present, ma'am.
There are two Roshni. One is Buddha Koti, one is Dhami. Which one is this?
Me Buratuki. Roshni Buratuki.
And Roshni Dhami? She's not here. Sabina Rana.
Present, ma'am.
Sapna Pandit.
Yes, ma'am.
Sapna. No. Shanti Guru.
Present, ma'am.
Shraddha Upreti. Sophia Bhushal.
Present, ma'am.
Sohit Shrestha.
Present.
Sonika.
Present.
Christina. She's the one who arrived at 11:35.
Not 11:35. It was 10:35.
Oh yes, 10:35.
I'm sorry about that.
So Rakesh will decide whether he has to give you attendance or not. Sukhjit Kaur.
Yes, ma'am.
Sukhmanpreet Kaur. Sumina Thapa. Sunil Acharya, Suraj Balachauri,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Sushmita, Saida Sumaira Afzal,
Present.
Theo Dung,
Yes, ma'am.
Tarsil Tashi Dima, Tripti,
Present, ma'am.
Tarsing Tamang,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have one more attendance now for funding students. After that, I will send you this. So now the second attendance for funding students, where is it? So those who are funding students, please look at the list and tell me if you are here. Number 1, Eon Jung. Eon Jung. Second, Eon Seon Jeong. 3, Fu Young Chung. Harpreet Kaur. Jaloy Nuvo.
Thank you.
Kin Son.
Present, madam.
Which one is Kin Son?
Yes, it's me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Pramila Sapkota. Soumya.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Hunt Sin Mong. Okay, only 3 funding students are here now. Okay, can all of you open your video? I have to take a picture also. If someone missed in attendance, then we can see, yes, he was present here. So I need your picture. So Riya Bhatta, please open your. So I will take. Oh no. How do I take a picture? I forgot it. Oh. I forgot how to take a picture.